like to explain on how to interpret the results. So first I want to refer to the definition of RMSE. The root mean square error is a frequently used measure of the differences between the values predicted by a model or an estimator and the values observed. And it is a measure of accuracy to compare forecasting errors of different models for a particular dataset and not between datasets, as it is a scale dependent. So next I wanted to explain what AIC and BIC is. First is AIC. AIC stands for Akaye Information Criteria, and it is an estimator of ensemble prediction error and thereby relative quality of statistical model for a given dataset. Given a collection of models for the data, AIC estimates the quality of each model relative to each of 1,000 models. So next, BIC stands for Bayesian Information Criteria, and it is a criterion for model selection among the finite set of models. The model with the lowest BIC is preferred. It is based in part on the likelihood function, and it is closely related to the Akaye Information Criteria. So next, I wanted to explain on how to interpret on eViews. So actually, I found a video that explains on how to find AIC and BIC, so I would like to share with you guys.
Variables are not co-integrated. So to run an unrestricted model for these 3 variables, you go to Quick. From Quick.
So before the video, she made a table. So in order to find AIC and BIC, you should make a table like she did in here. So that's.
You maneuver down to estimate var. You click on it. Here I have the button already highlighted for standard var. In the column for endogenous variables, I type in all my variables. Remember, under var, all the variables are endogenous. There are no exogenous variables in the var model. So I'm typing in all the variables into the endogenous variables box. Under the lag intervals for endogenous, I have 1, 2. So the maximum lag here, I have 2. But because I have the quarterly data, I may decide to put in 4 lags first. Remember, I can use up to between 1 to 8 lags. Again, you can see my estimation sample is showing me that I have a quarterly data from 1970 first quarter to 1991. The only exogenous variable indicator here is by default is a constant. So I'm not changing anything anymore. I click OK. Now I have the regression output for this unrestricted var. If you look up here, you can see it's a var vector autoregression estimate. And the sample adjusted is from 1971 to 1991. Included observations, you have 84 after adjustments. Remember, I made room for 4 lags. So 88 minus 4, I'm left with 84. I'm not bothered or concerned about this upper part of the regression output. I'm concerned about these ones.
So this here shows AIC and BIC. AIC here, and this is the important parts that we should know too.
In the second regression output here, where you have these 3 columns, each of these outputs relates to each of the endogenous variable. So here, my main concern is the Akaye and the Schwarz criterion. But I'm still not concerned about this. I'm most particularly concerned about the bottom part of the regression table. The regression results here relates to the estimates for the var system itself. These estimates are relating to the var system. The upper part of this estimate, this one that has the 3 columns, relates to the estimates of the endogenous variable. So please don't confuse these tables. So here, I can see that my Akaye information criterion is 26.851 and the Schwarz is 27.98. The rule of the thumb is that you choose that criterion that gives you the minimized figure, the smallest figure, the least figure. So in this case, I'm choosing the AIC to be the best fit for this model. The lower the value, the better the model. So AIC is the indicated criterion for this var model. However, we cannot be experimenting with different lags before we decide which one to use for this model. So in eViews, there's a very simple way by which you can get different options for the lag length, and there you can now choose which one best fits your model. What you have to do then is to go to the lag structures from lag 0 to lag 8, and it has the least figure estimate var. The lag 8 tells me that I click OK.
So this explains on how to interpret the data by AIC. Thanks for listening.